If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Life is hard. Life is hard, period. You always hear about people like, well, I got cancer. It's like, well, I got double cancer. Like people compare their things.
Yeah.
But hard is hard, period. And for some people, sitting in traffic is hard. You know what I mean? For some people, not having the thing on Netflix that they wanted is hard because they have nothing else in their life to compare it to. So they're always going to find something that is hard for them.
Welcome to the Bomb Life Podcast, where fitness, mindset, and real talk collide. This isn't just about workouts. It's about transforming your body, mind, and life. Get ready for unfiltered conversations, expert advice, and the motivation you need to level up in every way. Hey everyone, welcome to the Bomb Life Podcast. I am Melissa Vogel, your host. Welcome to the show. Oh my God, I'm so excited about today's episode. We have my dear friend Nate Palmer back on. So I'm going to keep my introduction a little short because, Nate and I, we are kind of just chatting away on here. So it's a little bit longer episode, but we covered so many amazing topics and we laughed. And I think you guys are going to resonate with a lot of stuff. And we talked to men and women. So great conversation. But as always, I hope everyone is doing well. This show is just getting closer and closer to our 300th episode. I can't believe that is almost here. And as always, you guys, this wouldn't be possible without you. So thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for sharing the show. As always, it's much appreciated. And keep rating and reviewing too. 5 stars if you feel appropriate, and leave us a review. It does enormous things for the show. It's like leaving us a huge tip in the tip jar. Now today, Nate and I are talking about parenting, doing challenging and hard things. We don't dive in a whole lot about like the whole fitness and health topic stuff, which we both actually really loved. We talked about the other things that lead to that and making those decisions. So I hope this episode really motivates and moves you guys. I think it will. I think it's going to speak to some of you. And if you are feeling that pull and that push, please go to the show notes and book a call, book a discovery call, see where you might need help, see what is a fit for you. I am here to help. Nate is a coach, and I, of course, am going to push either one of us because maybe I'm not a fit for you, but Nate is. I'm totally open to that. I'm here to help you guys live your best life ever. And whoever that's with. And Nate is someone that I trust. So make sure you go to the show notes and check out the links to his coaching, his podcast, and then discover call with me if you want to, my website. And then also Nate is one of the sponsors of our podcast. His product is $1 Million Body Labs. You guys have heard me talk about him before. We have a discount code, which is BOMB Mom. Use that and you get like 30% off. And these products are what I use, like his protein powder, his creatine, his CAAs, BCAAs. You guys are going to love it. His magnesium, a supplement that you can take that just helps ease anxiety. And when you're going through a hard time, it helps with sleep at night. You guys, these are the products to check out. And we're so lucky to have such a discount code too, to have such a big discount from Nate if you use our code. So yeah, you want to know our secrets and how we are the parents with the flat abs and the 6-pack. This is part of it. Nate's products. It's not all of it. Obviously, there's a lot of hard work and dedication involved in there, and we're going to guide you and coach you to get that. But there are sides, other tools in the toolbox. Yeah, it's the supplements, it's the shakes, it's things like that are going to help. And I full-heartedly trust Nate. So just a little bit on Nate. If you haven't heard him before on the show, or if you haven't jumped over to his podcast, the Low Carb Hustle podcast, and heard me on there, I want to give you guys a little introduction. Nate is a coach, author, speaker, and like I just said, the host of his own podcast, and he helps entrepreneurs and busy parents get into the best shape of their life using simple training and nutrition frameworks and without tracking a single calorie. Being in amazing shape gives a massive advantage in business, focus, and family time, and that's why Nate is so passionate about helping others and helping leaders maximize their impact and legacy using fitness and nutrition as force multipliers for their personal mission. He also happens to be a dad, a husband, the author of the bestseller, The $1 Million Body Method, and he has been told that he makes mean tacos. I love Nate so much, you guys. He'll be back on. I'll be back on his. We're friends. We're going to keep this conversation going, and I think you're really going to enjoy this episode. All right, everyone, enjoy the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the Bomb Life podcast. Today we have my dear friend on, Nate Palmer. Nate, welcome to the show.
I'm so happy. This is my first time on the Bomb Life podcast. I've been on the Bomb Mom podcast, but this is next level.
This is next level. I'm so happy you're here. It's been way too long. Like, we took way too much time to have you back.
Truly. But you've been busy. I've been busy. You know, the stars have aligned, and we're here now. And
that's all that matters.
It's magical. Yeah, I can just feel it.
It's so magical. There's like so much of your life that I watch on Instagram and see all the stuff you're doing. And I'm like, oh my God, he's got so much going on. I feel like you feel my life and my world with everything with the business and parenting and training and sports and injury. Like, I can relate. I can relate to your world.
I mean, I feel like I'm like posting a lot of like old pictures of things that I've done. So my life looks cooler on the internet than it is in real life. But like when I see your stuff, like you're at tournaments all the time because your girls are like amazing athletes. My son he's just not even good at t-ball yet.
How old is he?
He's 4. He picks his nose a lot instead of catching balls. But you know, it's like, but we're not spending that much time at like sporting events, and I'm having to drive him around places and stuff like that. So I'm not to that point in my parenting life yet, but I see your life and I see it's coming.
Yet is the big one. And what really sucks, my oldest is at Cal State, and I'll just say Cal State because there's a lot of Cal States. And she tore her oblique, like not her oblique, but like her ab muscle that runs right here. I don't know if it's her rectus abdominis. Yeah.
Horrible.
I know. And she did it last year. She like tweaked it, kind of pulled it last year. And I'm like, you need to say something and speak up. And she took some time off, it healed up, and then she was back. And she was a freshman and like got a starting position and was like, yeah, fuck yeah, you know. And then this season, starter again, like doing great. And then she's like, Mom, I have this pain here again. I have this pain. And I got her an infrared light, and I'm like sending her all my stuff to like put on it and heal. And it just kept getting worse and worse. And now, because it's all like stretching, you know, like coming back, blocking, reaching, you know, because she's a middle. And I'm like, you need to decide. Like now, I'm like, I can't tell you what to do. I'm like, but your coach has a right to know. And I'm like, what level is it? Like 1 to 10. And she's like, when I hit, it's a 9. I'm like, oh, you know, 10 is like death, right? She's like, yeah. She's like, I almost threw up the last time they set me. I'm like, yeah, you need to tell them. So they ultrasound it. But my whole point of sharing that was my life would be 10 times crazier right now, as you can even imagine, if she was playing. Because she's had like 2 or 3 weeks off now.
Gotcha.
I'd be back and forth to even college games.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's coming, my friend. It's coming.
Yeah, especially my daughter's 7 now, and she's like, I want to be an Olympic gymnast. I want to be a dancer. I want to be a soccer player. I was like, well, you're going to be 6 feet tall, so I don't think gymnast is really in your future. I didn't say that, but I was like, yes, honey, you can do it.
You know what, though? Here's the thing. You know what? My youngest is going to be really tall. She's probably going to be as tall as my oldest, and she loves tumbling. I want to do gymnastics. And I'm like, you're too tall for it. I want to do gymnastics. So she doesn't want to do volleyball, and I put her in tumbling, and she's really good at it. And she's long. I mean, her foot is bigger than mine already. And she's 14. Yeah. And now she's really good. And I'm like, we need to do something with this skill. You know, what do you want to do? And she started cheer. So now she's doing competitive cheer. Cool. And apparently that's becoming a really big thing. And they need taller spotters or base or whatever, like strong girls that are tall to lift the other girls up and have tumbling skills. There's your scholarship.
All right. I don't know if I want to be a cheer dad, but you know, I don't think it's up to me at this point.
It's not. You lose all control. I do not want to be a cheer mom. The
But
bows, the lashes, the spray tan. I'm like, this is why we left dance.
yeah, but I do think that gymnastics and dance are awesome for like young girls, for teaching them body awareness and like
Yeah.
how to move through space. And I think those skills translate to any other sport that they play. So I'm never gonna take her out if she wants to keep doing volleyball.
Keep
It's only
telling
gonna
me
make,
that.
or I'm sorry, in gymnastics, it's only
Yeah,
gonna make her better at everything.
it is. Yeah. And all my girls danced. They all danced. They all did some type of tumbling and it definitely helped them. So while we're talking about dad stuff, I was telling Mr. Nate like how we switched over from the Bomb Mom podcast to the Bomb Life podcast, and we have so many male listeners, and I love that. No one has to hide listening to the show anymore. No one has to hide. But
I've been a closet bomb mom listener for a long time, so
right,
I'm
I
glad I can
know.
finally come out.
I'm so glad that you could just be out and in the open. We still love you. But there's a ton of guys that listen and they're all struggling and trying to figure out, how do I balance work? How do I balance being a partner? How do I balance training and, doing everything that you're telling too? How do you navigate that space right now in life? Because you got pretty young kids, you work, you have the whole supplement line, you're married. Like, what's your secret to that?
For me right now, like I think the number one thing that predicts my success in a day is like what time I get up and how I get up.
Mm,
So I feel like it's like, so like waking up in the morning is really important. So I feel like I'm kind of, my wake up times get creeping like earlier and earlier and earlier. Like for a while it was like 6, then it was 5:30, then it was 5, and now it's like 4:30 ish. If I want to like
really?
get some like workouts in, or like make sure I'm showered and like ready for the day and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I can wake up at 4:30 feeling good, my day is already like on such a good foot, because that's where how I can get actually like wake up, take the supplements that I need to take, get a little bit of movement in, make a meal, be prepared, and then walk out the door with like all my stuff. And I'm like, I'm ready to do
Yeah.
what I need to do. Because my first client now is at 6 a.m. So like I feel like, at that time, my day stops really belonging to me. So I go to my client, then I come to the office, I do a little bit of work here, then I go home, try to pick up my kids. So I try to like be done with work by like 3 o'clock so I can pick up my daughter from school.
Yeah.
So like, and like at that point, if I can squeeze a workout in the afternoon, that's cool. But like, I cannot rely on that. And I find that a lot of my clients who are men can't rely on that either. Like, it's always a really nice thought that you can work out at 4 p.m. or 5 p.m. But like the reality is that it just seems like you miss that day, and then it's harder to do the next day. You ever notice that? Like when you procrastinate, like pushing it back doesn't make it easier to start. And so then you create this more and more friction. So I find that if I can just get it out of the way early, like that sets me up for like way better success. And like, like that window is not super long. So my workouts are like 35, 40 minutes, but it's totally fine because I feel like I've got like a good handle on like what I need to do. Like they're really short to the point. I find that they're very effective, especially if you have the right mindset going into it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of been the linchpin for training and nutrition, is getting up early and making sure I'm like ready to roll for the day. The other stuff though, that's harder. I think like being a good husband, being a good dad, like that stuff takes a lot more mental energy. And I thought it was going to come easy for me, but man, it's been a challenge.
What's been the hardest part? What's been the most like surprising to you? Like, wow, I didn't think I was going to have to deal with or struggle with.
I think like yelling at my kids, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
Thought
getting
you'd be
them
more patient.
Yeah, I thought I'd have like a lot more like bandwidth for that sort of thing. But like I find myself getting like hot or angsty or whatever really quickly. And it's been a challenge for me to like just like have a bit more peace around that. And also like I think a lot of that also came from like more like the acceptance of my kids as they are, rather than trying to make them something that I want them to be.
Yeah.
And that is I'm not saying I have that. I'm saying I try to remember that on a daily basis. And I'm about, 50-50 on it. And it's so hard because like, I feel like I'm a robot in a lot of ways. And I think a lot of times my clients can't resonate with me because I'm just like, I wake up early, I do my workouts, I eat a lot of protein, I do these things. These are easy, right? I just get them in and people are like, how do you do it? I'm like, I just do it. I don't know. They just do it. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, when it comes to kids, they're like, you should talk to your kids like this, or treat them like this, or do this. And I'm like, okay, got it. And then I go, I'm like, all right, guys, we're getting you ready. Can you put your shoes on? And they're like screaming and running around. I'm like, get your shoes on. I'm like, why am I like this?
Yeah. Where's the robot? Where's the robot button of like, it's okay, I have patience, I'm going to sit here
turn
and
it
wait.
on.
Yeah.
I read this great book called Hunt, Gather, Parent.
Ooh.
10 out of 10 recommend. Would have loved to have read it when my kids were like really, really little. But it's this lady, Michaeline Ducleaf, who goes to 3, like not indigenous, but like more kind of like the hunter-gatherer types of societies. So the Maya people outside of like Cancun, Mexico, the Inuit people in Alaska, and then this small tribe in Tanzania, like hunter-gatherers. And she just talks about the lessons that she sees and the way they talk to their kids and how they get their kids ready. And it's a lot more of like, these kids don't have toys. They just play with the stuff that's already there. Like, and the kids are included in all of the aspects of the home and like the work and stuff like that. They are very much a part of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I feel like I have built myself a role as like giver of food and of treats and director of social events for my children.
Yes,
and they're like, one more of the waters, please, sir.
Uh-huh.
We love more cheese crisps. You know, like take me to my birthday party. And I'm like, that's not my role. I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to like help them become more of a part of the family. Hey, I need you guys to help me clean this up. Hey, take your plates and put them in the dishwasher. Hey, I want you to mix this up. And they suck at that stuff. They're so bad at it.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is that they're not going to get any better if I don't let them practice.
Yeah.
Then I'm just reinforcing that I do those things and they just can just chill and watch TV. And that's not the type of kid I want to raise. So it's like convicting in a lot of ways. It gives me a lot of like aspiration in terms of how I want to like raise my kids and be a dad. And it is hard. It is so hard.
It is hard. Yeah. Well, and anything that's worth doing, or if you're going to be really good at it, it's hard. Like nothing comes easy. I've said that before. Of like, it is really hard to be a good parent. Like it would be so much easier if I just fed my kids like Lunchables all the time and like
for sure
didn't pay attention.
And they would love it.
Time. Yeah. Oh,
they would like that.
Yeah. My youngest and I just got into it the other day because yours are young, but cell phones are coming. Oh my God, is that a battle? And I'm like, you can't be in your bed with your phone. Like, it's just a plain rule now. Like and she's like, what am I supposed to do? I'm like, stand next to your bed on your phone. I don't know. Like, but that's the rule now. Like, you don't understand how much this technology is changing your brain. And we don't even know. We don't even know fully what it's doing to our necks and our fingers, but our eyeballs and our brain and your attention, and like not even to mention the EMFs that you're being exposed to when you physically touch it on your body. Like, oh my God, the eye rolls and the fight and the tears. And I'm like, good Lord. But I'm like, Alondra, I have to put, as I hit my mic, I get all animated. Yeah. I'm like, Alondra, I have to put boundaries around this. Like, I could be a shitty parent and just be like, whatever. But I can't.
Okay. So I've been thinking a lot about this. My kids are not there yet. I've got a lot of ideas in my head, but I feel like it's like a lot of times when people who are not parents are like, oh, well, no, I would never raise my kids that way. And you're like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like one of my thoughts is that like, I want to show my kids and expose them to a lot of like the documentaries, like The Social Dilemma and some of these new things that are coming out talking about how girls' self-esteem peaks at age 7 because of social media, et cetera. Like, have you shown your daughters some of these like hard-hitting documentaries and statistics and stuff like that and been like, this is why? It's not mean mom. It's because literally these are bad things. Have you done that?
Oh, yeah. And I've done it with many topics, not just like that type of thing. I think it was the dilemma one that I made them watch, and my middle one. And it's funny because it hits them all differently. Some roll their eyes. Some are like, oh, and they listen. Some just think I'm stupid. And like, I have 20 kids. There's only 3. But she actually set her own limits on her phone, like the parental limits of like, she's like, I'm only allowed social media this much, but it woke her up. And, kids all listen different, but I've done that with food. I've made them watch different food documentaries, and those you have to be careful. Cause I'm like, now we have to remember who produced this, who supplied the studies. We're just going to take bits and pieces from this.
Right.
This does not mean that eating meat is bad.
Forks over knives. Yeah. They turn vegan. Ugh.
Yeah. I'm like, but we're going to take this information from it. There's this really good one. God, I can't think of the name, but they went through all of like the cosmetics and the chemicals that women are exposed to. And I think it hit them a little bit, but not a whole lot. But, I do think that them hearing from other people is important. But again, you have to be careful that like, this isn't the end all be all. We're just going to take some knowledge from this and take some from that and then come back.
I think exposing your kids to a lot of that sort of thing can eventually lead them to start making their own kind of discoveries. Cause I think hearing it from us, they're like, yeah. But you're like, this guy's a doctor. He's got a beard, like, check that out.
Right. Well, and I think your kids are going to be like so much more advanced than others because they see you getting up early. They see you training. And I know they're still little, but my kids don't know a life outside of that. And I'm telling you, Nate, it's so cool to watch that. Like, my daughter's in college and she's in season and she's still lifting and like doing things. she came home this weekend and she went to the gym with me yesterday. And today she's like, what time are we going to the gym? Like, it's just in her. Like,
I
it's
love
just
that.
in them. And my middle one's like wrapping up high school volleyball. Their season's ending. And she's like, can you add me to your membership now? She's like, because I'm not going to be able to go when you go. Like, it's just in them. And they watch what they eat. She doesn't say she's on a diet or anything, because we don't talk like that. But she's so cute because she won't want, they all went to like Chick-fil-A and stuff after a game the other day. And she's like, I don't want this. She's like, I'm on my grind. Like,
Yes. Lock in, queen.
I'm like, okay. And she's like, I don't want this. I'm on my grind right now. She's like, I need to start building. And I'm like, oh my God, I love that verbiage. I did not tell you that, but she's not saying I'm on a diet, Mom. She's like, no, I'm on my grind. But that's going to be your kids, because they watch and they see you.
My daughter asked me the other day, do all dads have abs? And I was like, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me.
You need that on a shirt. I swear to God, I give you shirt ideas every time we talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you just put like daughter. Oh, do all dads have abs? That's the best.
Put it on the back. I asked my son the other day, I was like, what should I get for my new tattoo? Because I was going to get a tattoo right here. I got this one instead. It says Mejor Juntos, which is Spanish for better together.
Aww.
But I asked my son, who's 4, I was like, what should I get for my tattoo? He goes, you should get a zombie tattoo. And I was like, that's a good idea. And he says, yeah. And then underneath it put, eat meat, not brains. And I was like, that's insane, bro. What a good idea. So I made a shirt for them for Halloween with that on there.
Make me one.
I'll put it on the store. It'll be up on the store.
Oh my God. Yes. Yes. Do it like right away. That is the best.
It was,
oh my God.
So funny.
I love it. See, kids are great.
So great.
You're such little assholes, but they're great.
But also like, okay, I think that like kind of going back to your original questions, like how do you do it all? I think a lot of it for me is like setting boundaries and defining priorities. And I feel so blessed to have little kids right now, because it's made my priorities like crystal clear. Like my job is like good dad, good husband. That's my fucking job, like entrepreneur, trainer, jujitsu, comedy, like all these things are secondary to my main job. So every single day I wake up and I know what my job is. And that's a really good place for a man to be. I feel like I need that kind of direction in my life. Like I need to have like a goal. And I feel so like grateful and thankful to have like little kids that need me in their life to like help shape them and mold them.
Yeah.
Because it gives me a lot of direction. And I feel like I'm looking forward to now when they're both 18 out of the house. And like, what am I going to do then? Lindsay and I, fun fact, Lindsay, my wife, and I have only lived by ourselves for 1 year of our entire marriage. We've been married 14 years. We've had roommates the entire time. Yeah. We lived for a year alone when we first got married. We moved to Seattle and lived with roommates there for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then traveled to South America for a year and lived in hostels. A lot of weird roommates who snored.
Yeah.
Then came back here and lived with 2 of my best friends from college. Then we moved out of one place and moved in with another friend. And then we've had kids. And so just have never been by ourselves. So I don't know what I'm going to do with my hands.
You're going to have like sex swings and you guys are going to get all like weird and freaky.
Just our sexual renaissance in our 50s. Yes.
Yes, it's going to be glorious. Oh my God, that's crazy. Okay, I hold on. I got to get back here.
No, I think keep going with where you're at. I think
right?
you're in a good...
Oh my God, no, it's so funny because I have like so many clients in that age where their kids are like teens and starting to leave, and they're like, I have some people like are going to sex clubs. Some are like going to strippers and stuff and like exploring that like together, nothing like bad. And they're like, is this wrong? What do we do with this? And I'm like, if you're together and you're enjoying it and your kids are old and like, fuck it, go for it. Like, why not? Like, take the shame away from it. And obviously you're going to these places and you're not alone. They're packed. Other people are doing it too. And
not the only one,
as long as you have boundaries and communication around it, that's really important. But yeah, what would you say to the guy that's listening? Because I guarantee there's someone listening right now and they're going, my number one job is not dad and parent. Like it should be, I'm aware of it, but like hearing you say that probably just stirred something inside of them. And they were like, fuck, what do I do? How do I get back on track? Because I'm a CEO or I run and operate this, or what do you say to them that they might be freaking out right now?
I mean, like, I don't feel like I have like a lot of wisdom to be like, you should do it like this. But in my mind, like, I feel like I like to study people like who I know, like my grandpa was a great man. He passed away, he was 94. And I think one of his chief regrets in life was that he like wasn't around for his kids growing up. And so he made himself available to his grandkids a lot. And he was a big fixture in my life. And that was really important to me, but I don't think that my dad got that from him. I think that was one of his regrets, like when he was like on his deathbed. And then you look at like at other people who like spend their entire life grinding and creating this income because they're providing for their family, right? Quote unquote. And then they look back and they go, I missed it. I missed all of it. I missed all of my kids' games and events. And like, I don't have a relationship with them. I have all this money and this success on paper, but like now you spend all this time now gaining this back. I think the same thing can be said for kind of your health as well. Like we sacrifice our health at the altar of like financial success. And then we're like, well, we'll get to it. You know, I had my cousin's dad, hard worker, like worked his whole life, blue collar guy. And his big goal in life was to take his family on a trip to the Bahamas, make enough money to do that. And he's like, when I retire, I'm gonna do that. When I retire, I'm gonna do that. Well, like the year before he retired, was out ATVing with one of his sons, flipped the ATV and died. Never got to take the trip.
Oh.
And so like, I always think about like, what do I want to be? Do I want to be a businessman with a family, or do I want to be a family man with a business? You know what I mean? Like what comes first for me? What am I gonna look back on and be really, really proud of? And what are the potential regrets I have? And this is something that I do a lot in my life, like to motivate myself. I like to kind of go to like that a little bit of a dark place. For example, like I want to be better at home with helping my wife with things in the house, right? Like little things, taking out the trash, making sure the stuff's clean and picked up. And these are not things that are like big, explosive. I should stop watching porn. I should stop gambling away all of our money. You know, like things like that. They're little things. But I think that like, for me, what I do is like, okay, I see the trash and it's full. And I'm like, I don't really want to take that out. But then I think, well, then like, you know, then Lindsay's going to take it out. Like, and number one, she's too good for that. Like full stop. Like she doesn't deserve to be taking the trash out. Like I need to take that off her plate because she's too good for that. And then B, I'll take myself down this rabbit hole of like, okay, what happens if I don't take that trash out? She takes it out and then she takes it out again and then she takes it again. And she builds up a little bit of resentment. And then that resentment leads to separation, communication issues. And that leads to divorce. And then if I get divorced for my kids, divorced kids are like 74% more likely to end up on drugs. Then she gets remarried. So another man is raising my children. And then I have like a weird fractured relationship. And then I'm in this really, really dark, like ugly headspace. I'm like, I'm just gonna take the fucking trash out. Like, how hard is that? Jesus, dude. Like, so I sometimes like, I like to go a little bit more, like just walk down like the worst possible like outcomes of these things to make it to almost provide myself this contrasting view of how my life could end up if I don't do these little things. Very like very Night Before Christmas, Scrooge situation.
Right. No, and it's like, psycho as that sounds, and like, don't go down the rabbit hole, don't go to the dark place. If you took my life back 17 years and you watched like what happened with like through my marriage and my ex and like how we communicated and when he traveled, because it was very much like the opposite. He was a businessman with a family. And if you watch that, your whole rabbit hole happened. So as like dark and like, oh my God, that's kind of weird. That's true. And one little thing does lead up. And we tell our clients this all the time, like the little things matter. And I don't know, to have the guts to be able to do that, like I give you credit, but the same thing for like your health and fitness, like you miss that one workout, look what happens the next day and like what you just exposed your brain to and like what you're telling yourself in your mindset of like, what's okay and what's not okay. You know,
the little things are big things.
Huge.
Yeah. And that's why I love like the kind of the core value that I have and like the message in my business of get 1% better. It's all about like just those micro improvements, because like 1% better means I take the trash out. 1% better means I do an extra rep. It doesn't mean that I start meal planning and tracking my calories and, you know, hitting the gym 5 times a week. It means one little thing here and then one little thing there. And then you look back over the course of a year, 5 years, 10 years, and you're like, holy shit, look what I've accomplished. Look how far I've grown. But I think the mistake people make is they try to flip everything all at once. I'm going to be the best parent. I'm going to be the best husband. I'm going to be meal prep every Sunday. And then they like, after a week, they're like, I'm exhausted and I'm not better. You know, I can't maintain this. You can maintain 1%.
Right. You know what I hear a lot too? And I hear this out of my kids too. And it drives me nuts. But I hear a lot of people say, well, I take the trash out. Sure, I'll do that for her. So she doesn't have to do whatever. And then but what does she do for me? You know, is she going to do anything for me, or what are they going to do for me? Like if I do that, then that happens. And I'm like, And when I try to nip that in the bud now with the kids, you know, they're like, well, does she have to do that? If I have to do and I'm like, no, we're just worrying about you right now. But yeah, I hear that a lot with relationship stuff. And people are like, well, if I do that, what are they doing for me? And it's like, oh my God.
And yeah, then you end up with this contractual, like tit for tat type of relationship. And that's not good. That's not fun. No one likes to be held like, well, I did this on Tuesday, so you need to do it on Thursday. Like that sucks. I heard like when I got married, my parents got divorced when I was 11. So I've been always afraid of getting married because I didn't want to get a divorce. Like I feel like, you know, kids of divorce are X amount percentage more likely to do it. And that like that freaked me out. So I talked to a lot of people who had either gone through divorces and like got remarried, or people who had like really strong marriages before I got married. And one of the like older dudes I talked to and who had like been married for like 45, 50 years, had a great marriage, like just seemed like a lovely human being, salt of the earth, you know, he said, I always try to outserve my wife. And she's like, and he said that she does the same for me. So we're always in this competition to see who can serve the other person the most. And then another guy said, he was like, I can't believe you're asking me this. That's a really strange question. But he said one of the things that he did was he picked a typically like feminine like task for him. It was like cleaning the floors. And he's like, and I just own that. I've cleaned our floors the entire time we've been together. And so I do the dishes. I just do the dishes all the time. That's just what I do. And then sometimes Lindsay does the dishes. And I'm like, wow, that was nice of her, you know, but like, there's no exchange of value.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I want to teach my kids as well, is like, you help the family. And so I'm trying to not just get them involved in that way, but also reinforce that behavior, not being like, hey, you did so good on that. You're so smart. You're so awesome at the dishes. It's like, hey, you really help the family.
Yes.
You really are a part of the community. You are really bringing a lot to the table. And I think that they love being a part of the team.
Yeah. And it shows their role. They're helping. Like and your kids will be this way. Like, I know you will. Like when my kids are so trained that when I make dinner, because I sat there and made dinner and did that and like stood on my feet and did all that. When I'm done, I even just leave my plate at the table now and I leave. And my kids, they do all the cleanup. I don't even have to say it anymore.
That's so awesome.
I don't even have to say, okay, you clean up, you do this. They like divide you do counters, you do floor, you do dishes, you do put leftovers, like, and they just do it. I don't even have to say, I'm like, I'm going to go shower or I'm going to go for my walk. I usually go for my walk at that time. Then I come back and the kitchen's cleaned. And people are always like, how do you do that? And I'm like, expectations, boundaries, like being a part of the family. If I cooked, why should I have to clean up? And
yeah, I love that.
Stuck to it. And then my ex is like, so we're having some issues. I'm like, yeah, no shit. And he's like, do they do this at your house? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, actually, they do all the dishes. I don't. Like my oldest came home yesterday and I was like, it's your turn for the dishwasher. You've been gone for weeks. So she unloaded the dishwasher. Didn't say anything to me. Just did it.
That's awesome.
You know your roles.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of dying to talk to you about jujitsu.
I love jujitsu.
I know.
I'm so sad I haven't been able to do it in a while. Got a really herniated disc. You've been there.
Yeah.
But someone told me though, and I kind of laughed it off at the time, but he told me because he was out for a little bit and he's like, he's a purple belt. He's going to get his brown belt pretty soon. He was like, listen, Nate, like jujitsu will always be there for you. He's like, if you take time off, you come back and jujitsu's there for you. And I was like, oh, okay, whatever, dude. I'm still trying to train twice a day. And then I'm hurt. I'm like, well, all right, it'll be there when I come back.
Yeah.
And I'm probably like in the best place I've been in like 5 weeks now. I was pretty low for a minute there, real depressed, just like, you know, like I love moving. I love training. I love all the aspects of like physicality. And so not to not have that was challenging, but I'm in a good spot right now where I'm like, it is what it is. We'll build back up.
Yeah.
We'll work on what we can work on. And then when we get there, we'll get there.
Yeah. And that, we'll call it a setback, bump in the road, whatever you want to call it. You're going to learn so much from that. It's going to make you a better athlete. It's going to make you a better dad. It's going to make you a better coach, like learning and growing from that.
And I hate that. I hate the forced growth through pain.
I know.
But here we are. I'd rather opt in for my pain, like opt in for jujitsu or opt in for training, opt in for hard cardio.
Today's episode is brought to you by Simply Green Gummies. That's SIMPLI Greens. And my family and I have been using them for months now, and we love the results. It's ridiculously easy, and my kids actually take them without a fight. And I can toss mine in my bag and go, no blender, no mess, just chew and done. Inside each gummy, real nutrition from 14 green veggies like spinach, broccoli, and Brussels sprouts, plus superfoods, spirulina, and chlorella. They're 100% plant derivative, gluten-free, organic, and made without the cheap fillers or synthetic junk that your body struggles to use. What makes Simply Greens different from other green supplements? Their formula combines greens plus superfoods plus essential vitamins, herbs like B12, D3, zinc, echinacea, all in one gummy. And because it's a gummy, you get better absorption and consistency. No chalky powders or mixing, no hassle. And they focus on clean, quality, eco-friendly ingredients, so you're fueling your body, not fighting it. Why gummies? Because consistency is greater than perfection. Gummies are easier, more enjoyable, and they help you stick with it. When I feel good, I show up for my workouts and my family and my life. Since we started, I've noticed steadier energy, less brain fog, and I just feel more grounded, and my kids are getting those same daily nutrients without me nagging them. And because you're a listener of the Bomb Life podcast, you get a deal, a really good deal too. Use the code BOMBLIFE, all one word, at checkout and save 25% off. Plus, if you spend $35, you get free shipping. If eating enough greens or dealing with powders and shakes has felt overwhelming, this is your answer. Make nutrition effortless with Simply Greens. Your body and your schedule will thank you. Back to the show. Well, you were one of the only people that I told back like 6 or 7 months ago and I just started talking about this. Like I haven't fully released I talk about it, that I was assaulted in several months ago, and you were one of the first people that I told, and like, which I still don't even know why. I was like, why am I telling Nate this right now? You were probably the only guy I told too.
Wow.
And that was such a low point for me, and I was not good for a long time. And I felt like I got hit by a truck for several days and then probably even weeks because of the residual stuff. But that low and like that type of depression, I have learned and grown so much from it. And I hate that. I hate that I had to get that low and experience it. But man, when you can overcome an injury or anything like that, and in the moment it feels terrible, but the amount of I'm going to just call it muscle that you develop from it, you can't get that anywhere else.
No, I'm sorry you went through that. That was horrible. And yeah, when you were telling me, I was so worried about you.
Oh, it's like freaking terrible. Now everyone wants no details.
Yeah, obviously it's like a car crash. We want to see what happened.
Yeah. Slowly talking about it.
But I mean, if you're okay, like opening up at least one aspect of that, like I was so glad that you were someone who had trained martial arts. Like when you were telling me this, I was like, thank God Melissa's been in jujitsu and understands what it's like to have someone put hands on her. Like, I think that a lot about my wife and my daughter and stuff like that. I'm like, they need to know what it feels like to have someone apply pressure to you, especially in a non-life threatening situation.
Mm-hmm.
And cause like in jujitsu class, you get someone grabbing your neck, your throat, your whatever, 20, 30 times a class, and you kind of condition yourself out of it. And you've never experienced that before. The amount of trauma and the amount of like paralysis you're going to go into in that moment is going to be like life altering.
Yes.
And like perhaps in a fatal way, like if you're not prepared to deal with like a larger, stronger attacker, so I was so happy to know that like you had spent time training in that way to like protect yourself.
Yeah, no, it's so true. Like I hope every woman listening to this, like consider some type of class, some type of experience with this, even if you don't want to totally get into a gi and like go balls to the wall like I did. But I mean, there was one point in it where I had a sweatshirt on and my purse was across my body. I had just come from class or working out or training. And at some point, my head was pushed down to the ground. How many times did that happen in class? And I was on my butt on the ground and he grabbed my shirt over my head and I was trapped. And I was like, I wanted to freak out so bad. And I'm like all hunched over. And then I felt my purse start getting, because it was on my cross body, and I felt it start getting on my neck. And at that moment, I think just like instinct of training came out. And I knew exactly like how to drop. I went to my side. I like worked my way out of it. And I came completely out of the shirt while he was trying to like grab it. And I'm like, was he trying to choke me? I don't know. Like, what was your goal of doing that? Like why were, like when I go back and I analyze that, I'm like, what were you going to do with that if I hadn't gotten out?
Right.
And then
like, I think like even beyond like the knowing like the moves, it's the not freaking out part that is so critical.
Yep. Yeah. I like kept it together in a way. I mean, I was still screaming and fighting for my life, but it wasn't completely
You weren't like seeing red, like just adrenaline dump. You've been there before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So, but martial arts alone, I was talking about this with a client the other day because her son is in karate. I think it's karate, not taekwondo. And, he wants to quit. And it's always a topic of like quit and stop. And it's tough. And I'm trying to explain to a lot of my clients and my followers that like with martial arts, like you just don't get that type of discipline and self-respect and from any other sport. And we've done a lot of sports, and it was so important for each of my girls to at least get a black belt in something. And then they went on to get a second degree. And then my oldest, it was not her thing and I wasn't going to push it. I'm like, but at least you have this knowledge. And how cool does it look to put a black belt on your resume?
Yeah.
I would hire someone that says black belt training. I don't even care what it is. Like that's dedication right there. That says something about you. But I'm trying to just explain, like, you guys, you just don't get this type of pressure and discipline and respect in anything else nowadays.
Mm-hmm. Did you compete ever?
In what? Taekwondo?
Jiu-jitsu.
No. That was a goal. They were pushing me.
So in order of life experiences, here's how my life went in terms of like extreme adrenaline experiences.
Okay.
So when I proposed to my wife, we went skydiving. And so I put myself before her. And so right before I jumped out, I was like, hey, will you marry me? And I let her have that whole time on the way down to think.
Oh my God.
And that was intense, right? Because skydiving is intense. And then also asking someone to marry you is intense.
Right.
And then the next thing that was even scarier than that was I went bungee jumping in Colombia. And I'm like I speak a little bit of Spanish at that point, but not like a lot. So I was like, what do I just salta aquí? Or like, what do I want to do in here? And you have to overcome all these like evolutionary instincts to not jump face first at that ground right there. Like your body doesn't want you to do that. It's like, bro, we don't know about this bungee thing. So that was insane. That like next level for me. That was even more intense than skydiving, because skydiving is fake. It's like you jump out and you're like, that's not even the ground. That's the earth. I don't know. And then after that, like doing my first stand-up comedy, so intense, palms sweating. My knees were shaking up and down like this. It was like, it was wild. I was like, couldn't sleep that night. It was crazy. But all of that paled in comparison to my first jiu-jitsu match. I have never
really
such an intense experience, because it's one-on-one. There's no team backing you up. There's nothing else. And that person wants to hurt you. They want to make you unconscious. Yeah. That's crazy. That's crazy. So and you have to fight them. You got to go fight them in front of your mom is watching.
Kill or be killed.
Yeah. So like I couldn't get my heart rate down below like 180 before the match started.
Oh God.
I finished the match. It's in the gi. I'm like gripping like death grips, right? I'm not holding on like loose. And so I finished the match. I'm like throwing up and I like wave at my mom and I can't open my hands all the way. I'm like, Mom, hey, you guys. And I go into the next match and I just get destroyed. I'm like getting choked out in front of my mom, pee my pants a little bit. Who cares? It doesn't matter. But that was the most intense experience of my entire life. It was my first ever jiu-jitsu match. They get easier as you go, but never easier.
No. And women are like more ruthless than men. I would have had to have really been in a dark, I don't know, get myself in this dark head space to just be like, she's not your friend, kill her, because she's out to kill you. Yeah. No, the closest I ever got was when they brought other people to our place, other women, and I went against like different blue belts and brown belts, and I just got my ass beat. They just kept saying, "You're so strong, you're so strong," and I'm like,
"Yeah, I get that a lot." I'm like, what about my technique though? Yeah. You're like, "You're strong." It's funny when you get like I'm 200 pounds. Like it's funny to get manhandled by like a 140-pound dude, and he's like, "Wow, you're really strong," and I'm like, "You just beat me up like 15 times, and I tapped out 15 times in 5 minutes." I don't feel that strong, bro. Mm-hmm. Oh, no, you're really strong, bro.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
I'm going to go cry.
Yeah. It's so humbling. It just, it really is. I really do miss it. I hope you can get back to it. And
I will.
And if you don't,
I'm going to. No, I'm going to. It'll take what it takes, but I'm going to get back to it. I really enjoy it.
Are you doing any infrared on it?
Mm-hmm. I actually developed a handheld infrared device. Even before this happened, I was doing that so I could take it to like classes and stuff like that. Have people use it on their ankles. Yeah. So I'm doing that on my low back. I have a little handheld, like a little like wand that's a full spectrum.
Of course you do. Of course you do.
I'm gonna do a Kickstarter for it pretty soon.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Let me know. Let me know.
I feel like it's just like it's purely related to like jujitsu, just because like I wanted to have something that's not like a panel that lugging around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could have in my fanny pack.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
I think that like that, the martial arts, the training, the dedication to nutrition, whatever it is, I think that the choosing of the hard thing
Yes.
is really, really critical to how our brains react to obstacles and problems and dilemmas, And I always say, like, my wife and I have this talk all the time. It's like, choose your hard or it will be chosen for you.
Amen.
Because life is hard. Life is hard, period. You always hear about people like, well, I got cancer. It's like, well, I got double cancer, like people compare their things, but hard is hard, period. And for some people, sitting in traffic is hard. You know what I mean? For some people, not having the thing on Netflix that they wanted is hard because they have nothing else in their life to compare it to. So they're always going to find something that is hard for them. And when you go to jiu-jitsu or you train really hard and you've gotten choked out 15 times in the last 90 minutes and you drive home and someone cuts you off, you're like, baby boy, go right ahead. I do not care.
Like, peace out.
I am zen right now. So I think that like, if you are able to choose hard things, just like the path of, being a good mom or being an entrepreneur, launching new products, like having to support yourself through coaching, like crazy stuff like that. Like then someone's like, hey, this is an issue. And you're like, not really.
Yeah.
It just gives you so much more perspective and broadens your scope a lot.
I know. And it's crazy because so many people right now, like they're not doing anything hard. Like it's amazing how many people I talk to, and I'll do like a discovery call or something, and their life is just the same thing over and over again. And there's no like challenge or discomfort other than like, oh, well, I have these aches and pains of life. Like they didn't choose a hard, so life chose their hard for them, like what we're saying. But I'm constantly trying to expose my clients to like something hard. And I'm like, I know you guys think that I'm crazy, but like this week, we're all doing farmer walks. Do you know how many women I have doing farmer walks and they've never done it before? And they're like, this is it. And some of them are grabbing like 5 and 10 pounds. I'm like, you guys are so cute.
Yeah.
No.
That's not what a farmer would do.
No, that is not it. And so I was like showing them making videos and I'm like, I know you guys think I'm crazy. However, we are doing this because I'm putting you in a position of a challenge and doing something hard. Like we have to stress our brain and our body and people aren't, it's just not happening anymore. And I talked about this the other day with someone and they're like, I don't know if I can ever love working out. How do you love working out? And I'm like, I don't love it. Many times, like more often than not, like how do I love something that causes me so much pain? Like, how do I fall in love with that? I love the after. I love the challenge it puts me through.
I love who I become when I do more of it.
Yeah.
I love a training montage. I'd watch that shit all the time. I was raised on like Rocky training montages. How can you not get into that?
Right? We're a different breed though.
I mean, I think it's just reps though, like maybe we're built different, but also maybe just like consistent exposure to those sorts of things. Like they say that when you do hard things like that, your body and your brain become acclimated to it and they desire more of those things. And I think that one of the biggest problems plaguing America right now is not this left versus right or like political divide that like seems to be creeping in, but it's this consistent like entitlement towards comfort. And I think that like we worship at the altar of comfort in so many ways, right? Like think about just like how easy it is to DoorDash and watch Netflix. Like we would not even have to go experience anything in the world if we didn't want to. It's easy to have everything at our fingertips. We work from home, we sit on our couch, we look at the little screen, then we look at the medium screen, then we look at the big screen, and then rinse and repeat. So it is very, very easy to get caught up in this. And we were told that this is like the desirable. We want the cars with the most comfortable seating. We want the couch with the deepest recliners, whatever. We want the services with all the movies streaming possible, right? And so we just are exposed to this message that we should desire and pursue comfort at all costs. So in today's society where we don't have to go get water from anywhere, we didn't have to choose hard when we were farmers because life was really hard. And six of the 10 kids died from cholera. Like shit was difficult.
Yeah.
So now we actually have to go out and pursue that if we want to like facilitate and like live a life that like brings us pleasure. Otherwise, like nothing will bring us pleasure because everything is so pleasurable already,
I know.
If you eat donuts every meal, they're not that great.
Nope. No, they're not. Speaking of donuts and vanilla ice cream, I love your protein shake. No.
Oh, thank you so much.
I did want to talk about that really quick, but no, you're completely right about the hard in it. I am constantly saying that to my kids of like, life is hard, you guys. Life is hard. And when it seems easy right now, in a minute, guess what? Something's going to happen. Like we're going to get a phone call about Mama and Papa, or, you know, something's going to happen with the tires on the car. Like it's just life. It's going to happen. And that's why we do other things. So we're prepared for it. We're mentally prepared. So our world doesn't come crashing down because we got unfortunate news.
100%.
You know? Yeah. Oh, your kids are going to be so awesome, Nate. They're going to be as awesome as mine.
Yeah. They're already pretty great. I like them.
I like them.
They can stay. We're renewing their contract this year.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
We'll keep them around one more time.
It's funny you say contracts. I had a friend tell me one time that marriage should be a contract that you choose to renew every 5 years. And I was like, oh, that was kind of genius.
That's interesting. And that's an interesting like perspective. Because if you're actually like having to like work for it, you know, you can't just slack off. You can't just be like, well, got that in signature. On to the next thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was interesting.
But I think that like, I love being married. I think it is one of the things that has brought like the most like joy, and
yes, it's the greatest.
It's so good. And I feel like I have this responsibility to my wife, like who I think is an epic individual. She'd be a much better entrepreneur than me. She's way smarter than me. But like, I see all these great things in her that sometimes she doesn't see in herself. And like, I feel like it's my responsibility to like bring those out of her. And I think that like, if we both have that same mentality, like how could we not grow together and grow like, and, you know, be better together, right? Be mejor juntos. And so I feel like if both parties bring that same like grace and desire to see the other person succeed, and just like the ability to like try to outserve each other, like that's a recipe for a successful relationship, at least in my experience up to this point. I don't know what the next 10 years has. And like, I'm sure life will throw curveballs at us, but like, I want to make sure I'm operating out of like that kind of standard.
Yeah, you're already winning. You're already there. It's not even going to matter what curveballs life throws at you. You're already on that path of having a healthy relationship. And I know it probably sounds and feels weird coming from the divorced woman that's like, marriage is amazing. When I said I do, like, I meant that. I am not girlfriend material. Like, I am not. I am like... You
like it.
I do. I am white.
Put a ring on it.
I want to take care of you. I want to grow and build an empire with you. And I don't want to be like, okay, cool, I'll see you for a date on Friday. Like that has been really, really hard in my life, but I get it. And there's nothing like being with and married to the partner and the parent of your children either, you know? And when I say things like that, a lot of people are like, what does that mean? I'm like, yeah, but I also had to know that like, when you are on this path and like, if someone is thinking like you, like if your wife wasn't on the same path as you and she wasn't thinking like you, that would lead to a major problem. And that's how it was for me. I was the only one thinking this.
And I feel like I talk to a lot of dads who are like this, or like husbands who are like this, who are like, well, she doesn't exercise. She doesn't eat healthy. She's on her phone all the time. And I'm like, well, like, okay, yeah, but you can't expect your big change that you're undergoing mentally right now to just translate to her, right?
Right.
You have to give her a reason to follow along with you. Like, and whether or not you think that like, you know, like it's completely equal or men should lead the household or whatever else, I think that like, no matter what, if you're in a relationship, you're rubbing off on the other person.
Yes.
And so like, it bothered me for a little bit that my wife would always look at her phone before bed. And like, it's a little thing, right? We talked about it with your daughter, like in bed. It's not a big deal. She's an adult. She can do whatever she wants to. But I don't like it. It does, like, you know, we know the things about the blue light, and then like, you know, you're reading stuff and you're getting riled up. Like, I just want her to like be calm and sleep well. You know, like I want the best for her.
Right.
And so I started reading at night. And so from like 2014 to 2019, 2020, I would read every single night in bed, you know, 6-7 years. And then one day she was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stop looking at my phone and I'm going to start reading before bed. And I was like, that's a great idea. Where'd you come up with that? You know, but it took 7 years of me demonstrating the action for her to like get on board with it, because she saw me doing it and saw that like the benefits it brought to my life.
Yeah.
But I think that so many people are like, I changed in the last 2 weeks, and how come she hasn't changed? You're like, give it a minute. You know, you need to be that change, right? Like that's what that one smart guy said, Gandhi or whatever.
No, it's
like
true.
if you want someone else to change, if you want your mom to live different, if you want your sister to be different, you want your kids to be different, you got to do it, and not just once. No. You got to do it and then keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. Kids don't hear me, I don't think. I've been telling them not to pick his nose and eat his boogers for a little bit, but they watch what you do, right? You know, they watch what they do and they start mimicking your behaviors. So when I hear my words coming out of my kids' mouths and it's not positive, I'm like, God damn it. Like huge mistake on my part. That's my bad, dude.
Mm-hmm. And they know when it's fake too. Like
Yep.
kids know, your partner knows, your parents know, like they know when it's not really you.
Yeah.
And you have to be careful too. Like if you're someone that has started this journey and stopped and started and stopped, they're like, oh, I'm going to do this diet and get fit. And they're like, oh, yeah, right. Mom's on a kick again, or my wife's doing this again, this
Yep.
thing, but then you really do it for real and you're like in it. Because I have a lot of women that are like now with me and they're like, we're in it now. And I see that. And it is, they're in it and they're changing and we're working on this for months and now into a year. And I'm like, you're doing it. I'm like, you have to give your family and people in your environment time to believe you because they've seen you not follow through so many times and they think this is just going to be another thing. And it has been, like you have started and stopped a lot, but they will know if it's fake and they will know when it's real. They will see that identity shift. They will see when that starts happening with you. So give it time and patience and a lot of love. And man, it's tough, but it is possible. It is possible to get your wife to read after 7 years.
Yeah, but it's just like it's going back to the same thing that we probably preach to our clients all the time. It's not intensity, it's consistency.
Yeah.
Don't tell me what you can do for a week, show me what you can do for 10 years. Like and if you can start like outlining habits that you can have for 10 years, that's why I don't care I'm doing a 35, 40-minute workout. Would I like to be doing a 90-minute workout? Sure. Well, I don't have that time right now. So what am I going to do? I'm going to keep grinding at and do like the highest ROI activities.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, like what can you sustain? I think that's like the most important piece for affecting change, both personally and like within your like community.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Before we go, can we talk about $1 Million Body Labs?
Oh, I'd love to.
Oh my God. Most of my clients are like on your stuff. And I'm so glad you have creatine now too. When you started, you didn't have that. What's your favorite?
No, that was a new one.
Tell me what your favorite is.
I've been loving the MDB pump, the pre-workout. I think a pre-workout is like a superb, like not like it's like a non-essential supplement, right? I take creatine every day. I take protein every day. I'm taking magnesium every day, but I just love taking a pre-workout because I get all amped up. I feel really good.
I know.
It's also, I can take it in the afternoon and train it at 4:00 without like overloading my like nervous system, and I can still sleep well. So I've been loving that. Plus it tastes bomb. That pineapple flavor.
Yes.
Like
Oh, it is
You tried that one?
so good. And I don't have trouble sleeping. Like if I take it later in the afternoon, I don't have trouble like coming down by 9, 10 o'clock at night when I go to bed. If I do it early enough. I've had issues with that before. It's like I have stuff like stuck in my system. I don't know how to get it out or work more. And I don't have that issue with yours.
Well, people also don't understand, like with these heavy stim pre-workouts, is that creatine is a vasoconstrictor. Caffeine will give you limited blood flow. So like, yeah, you might get a boost of energy, but you're limiting the blood flow to the muscles that are actually producing the force for your exercises.
Right.
So by not having caffeine in there, you get more blood flow, which is also sometimes why you feel like doing this a little bit. So you can get more blood flow to your capillaries and everything else. But I just reframe that as a fitness energy. So it's good.
Right.
But tell me about your shake. So like I got the vanilla protein or the vanilla ice cream flavor.
Yep.
How do you make your shake? What's in your recipe?
Oh my God. I have one of those. They're a mini Ninja. They sell them at Costco and they're 2 cups.
Yeah, nice.
Have you seen it? And the base of it is the blender. That's been a game changer. So I do 1-2 tablespoons of Fit peanut butter. And then I do one scoop of that.
Like the powdered peanut butter?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
And I wasn't sure how I'd like it with the vanilla and like the whole ice cream thing. It's amazing. It's bomb.
Vanilla peanut butter is amazing flavor.
It really is. And I was like, not sure how I was going to like that. And then I do a pinch of Baja salt in it too.
Genius.
I don't know what it is, but I can taste it, but it's not too much, but enough. And I'm, getting the salt in there.
Where did you get that from? Because I've been doing that for a couple of years now. And that's a shake hack. Where did you get that from?
Amazon.
No, not the salt. The idea to do it.
Oh, someone had told me. I learned about the Baja salt from. They told me to take it every morning. I don't know. I think it was a guy that was talking about with microdosing, and he was like, "Add a pinch of this," and I'm like, "Oh," and I had it to water, and I'm like, "Oh, my shake," because like salt and caramel is good, and I'm like, "Why would vanilla and peanut butter not be good with salt too?"
It's so good. Yeah. And I love getting a little electrolytes in the morning. It's perfect. Yeah. What else? Do you add anything else?
I do collagen. I put Bubs collagen in it and my MCT. And I do not like the flavor of those. Like I know they're supposed to be flavorless, but I can taste it. I can taste everything. They start an IV on me and I'm like, I can taste that. And they're like,
Yeah, I can taste it in the back of my throat.
I'm like, I can taste it.
Yeah.
I can taste everything. But for some reason, when I do that with the shake, and maybe it's just the Fit PB too, I don't know. I don't taste it at all. So I have no problem getting those two things in. And then I do like a half a cup of ice. I don't like it too thick and I don't like it too watery. And then I just push that little button at the bottom, zip it, and I go. And I've been doing my shake every day within about 30 minutes of waking up.
Perfect.
I used to like wait and I would fast more. And then honestly, it all changed when things happened with my life. And I was like, I don't need to fast right now. I need to fuel my body. I need to put muscle and weight on. I don't need to be worrying about fasting right now. That will be there when I'm ready for it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I lived off your shakes for a while.
Hell yeah. Have you tried the new strawberry essential aminos?
I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't yet.
So the Fast Aid is awesome. That's the brand chain. That's one I
Okay.
spent a lot of time on. I got that like really special type of leucine that doesn't raise your blood sugar at all.
That's what I take right now. I put that in my electrolytes.
Perfect. Yeah. So I use that anytime I'm like working on an empty stomach, or if I want to prioritize fasting, or if I'm doing a longer fast, I'll use
Okay.
the Fast Aid.
Okay.
I've been taking the essential amino acids, the strawberry blast ones, like in the PM, especially on days when I'm like, I need a little bit more recovery. And I don't know why, but I find that like, I mean, it's still 0 calories. It does give you a little bit of insulin response. But it's not a big deal.
Okay.
But so like it will break your fast momentarily,
Mhm.
but I also don't think that's a huge deal. But I take it at night and I feel way better when I wake up. I feel like I am less sore. You know, when you've done legs like 2 days ago and you kind of got that like just like an ache.
Oh,
It's not like soreness, but you're like, ugh, I just like
Yes.
feel a little bit tight. I think it kills that a lot. So if I'm ever like, especially if I'm like coming on a plane, been sitting a lot, or like was walking around, did 30,000 steps, taking the essential aminos before bed has really helped my recovery process.
Huh.
Right on.
Okay. Okay. I like having something before bed, whether it's a drink, like a real icy drink. I hate just sitting there and like doing nothing.
Want to hear something crazy? If you want like
Yes.
if you want a little sweet treat, take a scoop of that and mix it into like a 3/4 of a cup of Greek yogurt, and you get like strawberry yogurt. It is so good.
Really? I'm totally doing that tonight.
Do it. Throw little blueberries on top,
Uh-huh.
little garnish.
I
Salt
just-
Bay.
Yeah. I just bought like 4 tubs of Greek yogurt at Aldi. They have the best one that's like 1 gram of sugar, 18 grams of protein in like 3/4 of a cup. And it's at Aldi.
Yeah, try it out. Let me know what you think.
I'm going to do that. Okay. I'm going to take a picture.
Hell yeah. Post
gonna
that on the
take picture.
Instagrams.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my God, Nate, I feel like I could talk to you for hours upon hours.
I
One
know,
day
we
we'll
gotta talk about more about drugs next time. You said microdosing, and I was like, yeah, I want to talk about microdosing
Oh yeah, let's.
next time.
Yeah,
Next time.
life changing.
We'll have you come on the Get Leaner, Live Longer. We'll go again.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And you're in Arizona, right?
Correct.
I might be coming out to Arizona for a cheer competition.
Let's lift. Come on. You should come to
Not
Savage Saturdays if you're in town on the weekend.
Yes, I think March. I think that's March.
Epic. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Perfect time to be there too.
That'll be a little ways away. You can recover and heal up and do all of the things.
Yeah, and we'll just live stream a 48-hour session of just
Right,
us just
dying.
eating food and training and doing jujitsu. Yeah, it'll be fun.
Oh, just dying. I'll show
Yes.
up in my gi.
Hell yeah.
Nate, you are amazing. This has been just incredible as always. Please tell us, where can people find you? Where can they get all of your amazing supplements? We'll put everything in the show notes, you guys. So always go there, click the links, but I love having you tell us too.
You find me on Instagram at _$1,000,000body, which is a funny thing because I was doing stand-up comedy this last couple of weeks, and like all everyone is like Travis is funny, or like Stan the comedian, and I'm like $1 million body, and they're like, oh really? You think a lot of yourself? I'm like, yes. So at _$1,000,000body, you can find me there. $1 Million Body Labs is where you can grab those supplements. We're running some specials right now too. I think I'm gonna do it again this weekend. I'm running a special on the weekends where you buy an order as a new client, and I'll send you a rotisserie chicken.
When did you start that and why?
I am
How
not
do you get the chicken to them?
Instacart.
Oh my God, you're too funny.
Yeah, buy some supplements. I'll send you a rotisserie chicken. I'll deliver it to your door. And then if you want to know more about $1 Million Body Method, or kind of like the way I think about nutrition and training, just go to getnatesbook.com and I'll send you a free copy.
Awesome. Well, again, we'll put everything in the show notes, you guys. This is great, Nate. I can't wait to do it again. We're just going to keep doing this.
Always a pleasure. Let's just, never stop.
Never stop. Everyone stay safe, stay healthy. Until next time. The Bomb Life podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. The content shared here is not intended as medical, legal, or professional advice. Always consult with a qualified professional before making any health, fitness, financial, or legal decisions. The opinions shared on this podcast are personal experiences and insights. So if you need expert guidance, go find the right professional for you. Thanks for listening.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.